Hello everyone, it's Oliver Harper here, and I'm back again with Brad Watson for some more Back to the Future, and the final one of the series, I'm afraid.
Ollie, you're just not thinking fourth dimensionally.
Yes, Back to the Future Part 3. So, if you haven't seen the others, check out, there should be a pop-up card in the top right of the video where you can find the previous commentaries. But if you wish to sync up this commentary with your own copy of the film, put the timestamp to 0 and press play now.
And interesting nugget, this was the first film to ever have this new Universal logo on it. With the James Horner music.
Yes, 'cause I think most of them, their releases throughout that year had this. The Dark Man had it, and such.
Yeah, but I do believe that this was the very first film to put it on.
This is my favourite.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
I don't like the sort of newer ones.
Yeah.
They're a bit too. I don't know. This is just a bit more nostalgic for me.
Yeah, but there's just something beautiful about it as well.
Yeah.
It's just, whereas the other one's a little bit more. Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, I remember seeing that on the big screen at the Empire Leicester Square. It was like you really felt the depth of space, and it's cool. And and the movie hasn't even started yet.
Well, this one, it doesn't open with a big kind of elaborate title sequence like number 2, where it went through the sky. This one's very somber.
It's much more similar to the first one, really.
Yeah. But, and it's also kind of starting with a bit of a downer as well, because he's now stuck again.
Yeah.
With a little, showing footage from the 85 shoot, then the 89 shoot, where he comes back.
Yep. It's great. I was so jazzed for this when I first went in the cinema to watch this with all my mates. We were like, as soon as this started, now you're like, yes, we're back in the Back to the Future world, and this is going to be awesome. What's going to happen next? It just. Well,
you knew anyway because you saw the end of part 2.
Oh yeah, I know, we knew, but you don't know how it's going to play and what little nuggets they got in store for you.
Were people slightly less enthusiastic to see part 3?
I seem to remember.
I think it made the least.
I think that even though it kind of paved the way for how movies were made since, I think the back-to-back shooting and releasing them so close to each other probably harmed it a bit. If I'm to be honest, I think because I loved to, and I was so excited about this, and a lot of my mates were, but in general,
there needs to be breathing space. Between
I don't think people were really.
I think that's sort of the conundrum Star Wars has faced, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's definitely just happened with Solo.
Used to be a 3-year wait.
Yeah,
and now it's like
people.
Less than a year.
Anticipation is all part of the package, guys. You've got to realise that. But this was something unique at the time, so it wasn't. So I loved it. I thought it was great and also knowing that it was originally going to be one sequel, and then they split it into 2 and decided to do it all together. And also knowing that this was definitely it. That it was only going to be 3 and that's it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, oh god, we're being overloaded. It was like, no, we're just going to have these 2 movies after quick succession. But this is a great sort of motion control shot coming up with a time lapse. So that's the old house that it's a museum. That house, I believe, or is it? I think it's owned by the state.
Oh, really? It's not actually. It wasn't actually constructed for the film, then.
No, it's an actual house, and I think they were. The interiors are sets, but they were after the first one. They were invited to shoot inside for this, but they decided not to because they knew they'd fucked the place up because they thought it was too beautiful. Leah Thompson gets an "and" in front of her name in this one. It's interesting. So this is a motion control shot because we see that it time lapses into morning.
Oh, that's right. I thought this maybe was a cross dissolve, but it's not.
I think. It essentially is a cross dissolve, really. So it's multiple cross dissolves, but you got Newton and Edison and Einstein.
Because I was never a huge fan of the Western genre because it was something I didn't really watch much growing up, and you did see them on TV, like afternoon movies on a Sunday, usually with another John Wayne movie where he's playing a very, very much similar character he played in the last previous 10 films he was in, and he's clearly forgotten what film he's in. He's just doing the same thing.
Yeah, the audience.
So
The audience just wanted to see John Wayne. That's all they wanted.
and you know, Spielberg has always been sort of saying that superhero films will become like the Western, where it will just be forgotten about, and for a long time will go away, then come back. But
Yeah.
Western went away for ages, didn't it? You know, and
Yeah.
and Clint Eastwood had kind of
Well,
had his day with it. And then came back for one more with Unforgiven, but it was but that was an adult movie. It wasn't for a younger audience.
no, yeah.
So the
it's
Westerns,
a very adult movie.
yeah. So ones we saw, you know, ones I saw were this kind of really old movies. So it didn't really appeal to me because I like the science fiction and action.
No,
adventures
I was the same.
So I didn't feel
Yeah.
entirely enthused with the theme,
Right,
Until
yeah.
I, eventually saw it, and
I
and it
think-
was over years I appreciate this film more.
Yeah, I'm the same. I grew up. My dad loves westerns. He can't like that. That was his thing.
It's his generation, yeah. So
and
my dad.
I could never. But then obviously, but as I get a bit older, I would see, watch properly. Something like The Magnificent Seven, and suddenly and love it, and then like all the classic stuff. But I think I was at the age here where I knew not so much that I loved westerns, but I knew these guys loved westerns. I knew Zemeckis loved westerns. I knew that they were gonna do they were gonna do something with it. So I was excited to see it for that. But yeah, this is great.
With the piano.
The organ just doing all the horror music.
This is my favourite bit with Doc Brown. You can't be here.
You're
It's not possible.
So he shuts the door. Yeah.
The door.
Yeah, he just goes. He's genius. He's so good. And again, I was like, yeah, we're back with these guys. This is perfect. I love the way he's explaining it all there. It's like, fucking hell, this is ridiculous.
Future boy. He goes back to calling him
the future boy back again. Yeah.
The letter's wonderful, isn't it? Because it explains everything in a very precise, clear way.
Yeah.
But it's that's a great shot with his mouth. It's been magnified. But it's the little message he leaves Marty to say, about their friendship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
he's reading it because he wrote it, but in the future, but from the past.
And look, you've got the old model out there from the first film.
Right, yeah.
I love the way Michael J. Fox delivers those sort of lines. It's just because he's saying he knows how stupid it sounds as well, and he's just
I love how he refers to him as his counterpart. He's like, that's me.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. Yeah. So just getting into the film now. So yeah, again, it's like you say that the mechanics of the story. Look, it's got the old car that was on fire, the toy car that went in the bin. It all makes perfect sense. The audience know exactly what's going on, how this has worked.
It's brilliant continuity as well.
Superb. I love this. He thinks he's stupid, but his little dog's called Copernicus.
I think he's slightly embarrassed there, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he's playing chess with the dog.
I'd always trying to think, the future version of Doc, as we see shortly, he's full of confidence, and I love how he's introduced with that rifle.
Oh yeah,
and he's just
badass. And he's so at home there. Yeah, he fits in.
But I still love. I think my favourite version of Doc is the 55 version because he's full of
he's nuts.
Hope. He's completely bonkers.
Yeah.
He's a bit more emotional and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
he's very enthused about everything.
Yeah. Heretic.
Kaboom.
That's a good edit. Cut through time. Boom.
Yep.
Because it's interesting when they're shooting these back to back. The second one must have been more of a heavy jigsaw of a puzzle. We're shooting this bit here, this bit here. Obviously, we've got to shoot because this actor's here. We've got to make sure we get them in for part 3.
Mm-hmm.
But this one it is a simpler tale.
Yeah.
There's no back and forth. It's just back
Yep.
to one time zone and then continue on that plot line until we have to get back to the future.
Which is why this was much better received, critically than the second one, because it was more of a simple linear story like the first one.
But to just demonstrate how much fun you can have.
Oh, absolutely.
Time
That's
travel.
why I love the second one.
A lot of people do love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually still, I think it's the best out of the sort of sequels. But do you? I suppose. I was looking at photography there. It's a great shot.
Yeah.
Dean Cundy's
Yes,
camera
this
work.
is all beautifully lit. This mine stuff, I love it.
Do you think the westerns, the production design of the Old West, as Roger Ebert had criticised it for saying, maybe in Gene Siskel, where it felt more like a Hollywood Old West, and didn't feel like the real Old West, where Back to the Future created a very real 1955. Where this felt more like the Hollywood interpretation of it.
Well, I didn't get that. I actually thought that it.
I suppose you wouldn't get that as a child.
But I thought things like
on.
I thought I feel like it's kind of playing with the idea that it's giving you a little bit of the Hollywoody style, but then spinning and then he's like poured water that is like full of crap, and he bites into the chicken, and he's like there's buckshot in it, and he has to spit out.
Which they never actually did in the Westerns. You never saw people.
No, you never saw things like that.
That extra detail.
So they were kind of doing a little bit of the Hollywood glamour Western, but then de-glamorizing it and saying, but if you really did go back to the West,
good point.
It would be things like this. And I actually do, and I actually think it does feel quite authentic. And Zemeckis and Gal do claim that they did a lot of research on actual Western towns and how they went together. So it's like one of those things, isn't it? It's like it's like people moaning about what's his face? The Zemeckis film, the Twin Towers Zemeckis film.
I didn't see that one.
What's his name? The actor's gone out of my head. Plays Robin in Dark Knight Rises.
What's
his name?
Piss.
His name's gone out of my head. You'll know who I mean. But his accent in that, everyone was ripping him apart because it sounded like a really fake French accent.
Right.
But if you listen to the guy he was actually playing, he did sound exactly like that.
Oh wow!
So it's like some of these things where people go, it feels fake, but you're like, but it isn't. So what can I say? So here we go. So now we're setting up the inciting incident.
But he doesn't really have to go back to 1885. All he needs to do is go back to 1985 and he's corrected that timeline about the magazine he pinched from the future or purchased. Sorry, the almanac.
Oh no,
But-
it's all gonna cause a major paradox now. You know?
I still think
No. See, this is why why I don't care what anyone says. There's some very cleverly thought out time travel stories, but ultimately they don't work. It doesn't. It never works.
that's
If
a great. Look at
That's
that.
a beautiful shot.
That's
That's
a
a
great
great map. Yeah. If you really pick apart time travel, it just the logic will always fall somewhere. And so what the hell? Go with it. As Michael York said to Austin Powers, don't worry yourself about such things, and looks straight at the camera and says, and that goes for you too. Which is dealt brilliantly in, by the way, in Star Trek 4, when they're going to give the formula for the transparent aluminum to the guy, and DeForest Kelly says to James, you do realise if we're given the formula, we're altering the history. And he goes, oh, how do we know he didn't invent it? And then DeForest Kelly just goes, yeah. And then that's it. And then that's the only moment of how they can fuck up the timeline is dealt with.
I love how because there's the two posters on the right. With one of them, I think it was Clint Eastwood's first movie,
Right.
but because he says, "Oh, Clint Eastwood wore these, whatever." And he
Right.
goes, "Who's that?" And he
Yeah.
looks at the poster and goes, "Oh, you haven't heard of him yet."
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. And I think all the films showing at the theatre are sequels.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it was all. I think that was their way of saying, when people were saying there's too many sequels nowadays, they were like, well, there were loads of sequels back then too. Floating device, which becomes important. So the thing is, by now you know how Zemeckis works, and you're like, right, you pointed out the hoverboard. That's going to be used later, isn't it?
Yeah,
You're going to
yeah.
use that later. Look at that beauty! Look at that Monument Valley. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, when I went to Utah, was not far from there.
So
I was traveling to Vegas.
Yeah, love Vegas. I think they had to get permission from the Native Americans to build that set there, because that part of the Monument Valley is owned by them.
Oh, right.
So we're gonna build this thing and put wigwams on it and lots of
This sort of
lots of
stereotypical
1950s racist paraphernalia of your people. Is that okay?
You got to say goodbye to him again.
I know it's like it's exhausting,
He's
isn't
never
it?
saying goodbye to the younger version, isn't he?
Yeah. Look at what he's wearing. Drive home safely. It's so bad. It's so racist. Oh God. Boom. Great. I love those shots of the front of the DeLorean.
Because this film has, as like the others, well, less than, I think, equal amount of visual effects to like part one. Maybe a little bit more.
Probably a
with
little
the
bit
train.
more.
But the opticals here are
a fair
brilliant.
amount of,
This is one of my favourite sort of transitions into the future.
Yeah,
the
this is great.
Past or future.
Yeah, I love the way the sparks come out of the wheels.
Yeah, I think they've added more stuff to this bit.
Yeah, well, it's because it's all on the outside, isn't it? All the
the
new
components.
stuff is all on the outside. And here we go. And we will be commenting on the score a lot, I think, in this film, because I think
It's really good
the
stuff.
score is so good.
It's just like, a lot of the harmonicas used
Yeah.
for That's the old West
Yeah.
sound. I mean, it
also
plays on the old themes of the
yeah.
West.
But also the new stuff, the love theme and the the Western themes and all that is so good. And the action music, like the train stuff at the end of this is one of my favorite action scenes. To me, it's up there with the truck from Raiders and the,
Oh, really?
and the tank from
Well,
Last Crusade. I think
with
it's
the
so
same year
good.
they made this, or they'll probably shoot in the sequences when they just Last Crusade had a similar opening sequence, but using a train and climbing across it. So it seemed like a lot of the films out were dealing with that sort of time period.
Yeah, that's right. So they built that cave. It's a bit of art department. And then love these shots of Marty when the bear's coming. I love this line. Shit the cavalry. And but the shots of Marty with the bear in the foreground, it's a bloke in a suit.
Oh yeah, when it stands up,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a bit of the sort of snow beast from Empire.
Yeah.
You know. I do find it's a little bit convenient that his great grandfather?
Oh yeah, we get
They live quite close by. You can clearly see there's no town there.
Yeah.
Or
Oh yeah.
couple
Don't think
houses.
about that too hard. But it's kind of a tradition in the series to do it. So
Did you ever play the video game of Back to the Future 3?
I guess I must have. Yeah, there's a bloke in the suit.
When it stands there, there, yeah. that is a bit bad, isn't it? Clearly tell. But the game was horrendously hard.
Really?
I played it on the Mega Drive. It was a bitch.
He just takes the boot. This is a hell of a fall. Look at that.
That looks like MJ doing that.
Yeah, I don't.
It's a good stunt double.
Yeah, and then here we go.
This is a great
into
shot.
The split. Yeah,
He slaps it.
slaps him,
And then the camera pans up.
Yeah, so that's somebody else's legs that we.
Yeah, there must be.
reveal.
Yeah. His Irish accent's not particularly brilliant. Is it?
None of the accents.
It's a little bit of a top of the morning to you,
yeah.
kind of. You know.
First McFly to be born in America.
Now, do you think Leah Thompson should have played the wife in this?
Right, it's
a little bit weird because it should really be obviously if Crispin Glover had stayed on, Crispin Glover would be playing this part, of the father and or the husband, whatever, and then the wife would be whoever, I suppose. Maybe still be. I don't know.
It's kind of It
had to
like,
follow a similar beat, right?
Yeah,
to have these moments where he wakes up all the time.
It makes no sense. I think the justification for it is that the McFly men were just all predisposed to find girls that look like Leah Thompson attractive.
yeah.
So they're always marrying Leah Thompson lookalikes. That the McFly and the Baines were constantly interbreeding. It makes it falls apart. It makes no sense. But when you were watching the movie, you were like, well, of course Leah Thompson's got to be in it because she's got to be in it, you know. and that's all you need.
They threw in a new character to be some sort of relative. It would seem a little bit out of place because it's somebody you've never seen before.
Yeah,
it doesn't fit within sort of the trilogy, I suppose.
Yeah,
they needed that sort of continuity, but even if it didn't really make much sense.
Yeah, it's a bit of fan service, isn't it? I mean, it is. It's kind of the way it is, but you know. So there's a lot of quite complex split screen stuff going on here, and again, this plate is on a just like the almanac in 2. This plate's on a mechanical arm, so that it can repeat its movements in 2 shots and get. so that Michael J. Fox can pass it to himself. Although one of the most obvious ones is when Leah Thompson wipes frames so he can give the baby to him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's the water. It's just cloudy. I think there's just something adorable about the way Michael J. Fox plays his character.
I'll even lend you a hat.
I
I love that's one of my favourite lines from him.
Yeah, there's all the shot coming out.
He's a far more relaxed kind of character. He's relative.
Yep. Yeah. So this is if you watch, you see Leah Thompson's is blue screened. So when she comes in,
Oh yes.
so she's blue screened. She goes out and then she'll wipe the shot. Boom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because
they couldn't motion control a baby. So,
yeah. If you don't,
yeah.
if you have, that had been pointed out to me, you'd be none the wiser. But when you do see it, it's kind of
it's
so obvious.
Yeah, it's totally
this big
obvious.
white thing just goes. Yeah. She's kind of in the background. Really,
but it's
quite
amazing
quickly.
how it works. The sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Like one of the best bits of blue screening this is when the three of them are walking along at the party. You know, that ends with the frisbee moment.
Oh yes.
That Michael J. Fox is blue screened into that. And it's actually really good. And you peed on me
because it's nighttime as well. They can hide those matte lines around his.
So this is
top half his body.
This is a great shot. This homage is Once Upon a Time in the West. This shot.
Oh, where the camera.
Yeah, the way the camera goes over the top of the station to reveal the city, the town. And I love Once Upon a Time in the West.
I think I've seen that.
Oh, it's fantastic. I think that's my favourite Western. But yeah, so that's totally from Once Upon a Time in the West. So you got all the tents on the outskirts where all the Chinese are that are working on the railroad.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I suppose they didn't actually.
It's pretty authentic.
They could have played on some of because they had some of the advertisements signs, and they could have had another relation to someone else from the other films, but they didn't. It actually was a different name, person advertising something else. But the movie kind of hints that Michael J. Fox's relative he has a problem with Biff Tannen, but because I thought you weren't supposed to be in this bar. He says, when I'm around, but you don't know what he's done to piss him off.
Yeah,
when that stupid Because I was saying I really like his performance in part 2 because he played so many different versions of Biff.
Yeah.
But you were sort of saying that his performance in this is one of his best.
Yeah. I think he's fabulous.
And I think watching this again, I watched this last night to sort of refresh myself because I've not seen it for a couple of years. And Stinky Lomax. And I thought, yeah, he's really good in the third one. It's actually I think because he's even more stupid than his other incarnations.
Yeah.
I think it works really well in his favour. Yeah.
But I just love it when he shoots Marty at the end and thinks that he's killed him. And the way he's walking into
he's all
like he's bowing to the crowd.
Right, yeah.
He's brilliant the way he does it.
Forfeit. What does that mean?
You're the wrong dude.
Wrong dude. Yeah, it's great.
There you go.
Well, bring back the horse and I'll reassure him. Only shot that horse. I love that moment.
So there's a lot of old Western stalwarts.
The guy, some of these guys have done voices for Disney cartoons. One on the right, especially.
Yeah.
The voice of the sheriff of Nottingham.
I believe two of those girls are crew members.
Oh, really?
Yeah. People say that Clint Eastwood is the biggest yellow belly in the West. That's brilliant. And Matt Clark. This guy's called Matt Clark. He was in a lot of westerns.
But
he was in.
it also appears no one actually pays for any alcohol because he gives him like we're doing whiskey.
Yeah.
He pours it. Doesn't even charge him.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some ales there. There's a barrel back there.
It smokes when it hits.
Yeah. Oh, no, I wouldn't have that. Might clear your sinuses.
Here we go. He looks great.
He does, yeah. I think you might be right.
He
Brad.
really looks
I
great.
think part 3 could be his best. EK.
EK.
Because he does a little moonwalk, doesn't he? He does sort of
Yeah.
Michael Jackson thing. But I thought to myself, it was always a little bit cheesy when I saw him do that. But because it's supposed to be 1985, so Thriller's only it came out like what, a year or two before, so it's still a big deal.
Yeah.
And so it would make sense for Marty to do that.
Yeah, he's from 1985.
It cuts to like a double, doing it.
He's just
Shit.
shit. Boom.
Oh, that spit.
Spit.
Oh.
And this is great. I love this because he really goes to kill him. It's just gonna take him out, but there's no bullets.
This is probably the most dangerous period for Marty, isn't it? This is,
Absolutely.
he's
He's completely out of his.
because you think alternative
out of his comfort zone,
85 might, it's obviously quite a scary place.
Yeah.
But this is, there's no, there is the law is there, but it's only there when it's when it can't convenience of the plot, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is quite crazy stunt.
Because you said he died, didn't he?
Yeah, he almost in the hanging scene. He almost choked.
They got a very good stunt double for Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Because the height, it still looks very similar.
Yep.
And the build.
Ooh, this is gonna hurt. Look, almost hits the horses.
Yeah.
He's completely out of his depth. He's got no, Whereas in all the other films, he was so cool and, inventing skateboards and stuff. Whereas this is he's just not got a hope in hell.
No. But this, as I mentioned earlier in the commentary, this is the introduction of Doc Brown. He's fucking brilliant.
This is great.
Just the sound of when he extends
Yeah.
the telescope on the gun. Loads it.
Yeah.
Clack, clack. Yeah. Fucking great. I love how it's just modified. It's kind of steampunk kind of gun.
Yeah. mate. Look, it looks
Wait,
so
The
cool.
way he
Look.
holds it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably the most badass, like, Christopher Lloyd's look to
Yeah.
the movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he's playing a character who also falls in love. He's like, he's
Yeah.
basically the lead as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, yeah. He's the lead. He's the romantic lead of this film.
Yeah. The law's not there at the moment.
No.
The sheriff is out of town. He
They're
could,
out. Yeah.
you know, Doc should have shot him.
Yeah.
It would have been a very short movie.
Yep. But again, like in the second one, when when the Doc's out of the picture for a bit, but then when he finally turns up again, you just feel relieved.
You do, yeah.
You've got, because he'll have it all under control.
No, because he's got the smartest man on the planet with him, basically.
Mm.
Do you remember that Seth MacFarlane film, that Western?
Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah,
Yeah. When he walks in and
finds
Doc Brown. Is
yeah,
there.
I thought it was a. It was. I know. It wasn't. Like, I know what he's trying to do with it.
Yeah.
The joke, but it was kind of like didn't really make sense. But fuck it.
That's what most of that movie was like.
Yeah.
It was a good. It was a good try.
Yeah,
That film.
yeah. Had a lot of fart gags in it, which made me smile.
Yeah. If in doubt, just do a fart.
Exactly. I was brought up on toilet.
If you want
humor with
Ollie
my
to give your
family.
movie a good review, just put lots of farts in it.
Yeah, oh, certainly, people. Yeah, if it's a good fart noises, make me laugh. That's Rick Mayall's whole career.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that guy that just came in and handed him the letter, the actor, was in one of Robert Zemeckis' very first short films that he did at film school. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And and he came back as a little nod to the past. That whole thing is great. The refrigerator, again, it's very steampunky.
It is.
Yeah.
It's great. To make one ice cube, all this effort.
Yeah.
You know.
Iced tea.
His face. I always thought it was a bit strange face he was pulling there.
Yeah, the dark.
It's interesting that because he was saying, I'm comfortable here. I'm happy living in the past. But also now, because he knows he's going to die, he's like, right, let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
He could easily just move town. Just
Yeah, there's always that.
Exactly.
It's a good shot coming around to the mirror. There we go. Look at that. And Bob Gale always said that that we knew there's no that it wasn't even worth trying. That you could never get the car up to 88 miles an hour this way. He said, but it was just such a damn good image. We had to do it.
Oh yeah, when you got that classic iconic kind of landscape behind them,
Yeah.
you know.
Nope, that's blown it. So then this, again, in a few years' time, this shot coming up would have been done digitally, but this shot had to be timed perfectly for the train to be arriving in the background.
I never thought about that.
Yeah,
because you peer out that window and you
Yep.
see the past perfectly replicated.
Yep.
But it was be a digital map, digital, animated sequence. Yeah.
And then right on cue, here comes the train. And it's so good. But yeah, that's all live. That's all that all had to be done. There's no manipulation to that. This guy was in Deliverance.
Was he?
Yeah, he's the one that says the line "squeal like a pig."
Oh, right. I've never actually seen that movie all the way through. I've always
Haven't
just
you?
heard bits about it. It's all those
It's great. I mean, if you want to be disturbed out of your mind, it's a great film.
There's great edits in this where it just
the way
it's efficient,
it cuts
such
on a
efficient
plot point,
storytelling.
yeah. Yeah, totally.
'Cause this is the longest Back to the Future movie, clocking at 2 hours. But there's a slight kind of baggy moments to it where
I think you see in the background there's Clara.
Oh, God.
waiting to be picked up.
Shit. That's that.
It's great, isn't it?
But there is, so there's a couple of baggy moments where because it's done in a way to sort of create this romantic relationship between Doc Brown and Clara. But
it needs you need time for that to breathe, and
because Marty sort of takes a step back, doesn't he? In the story, he's not really an important part.
Yeah,
and his relatives, just really kind of pop up now and again. I don't have a strong part of it.
great score kicking in. I love these shots.
It's fast,
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful looking movie. But because the first Back to the Future was shot in 185 because the opticals would be too expensive in anamorphic.
Anamorphic, yeah.
But I bet you can bet that when they were shooting all this stuff, Zemeckis was like, "Oh, god damn it! Why didn't we shoot this series in anamorphic?"
Yeah. But it just so works wonders though in 185. Though I wouldn't want it to be any different.
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, absolutely, yeah, and I prefer it to keeping with the whole
visual
series.
continuity.
Visual continuity,
and fucking filmmakers still fuck that up with sequels.
Well, now we don't get visual continuity in the same freaking movie. This is shot in IMAX, so the shape of the picture is going to change for a bit. Like, what? No, what? I don't care. Why? Why are you doing that? Anyway, sorry, that's a bugbear of mine.
That's a bugbear of the Predator series for me. It's all gone CinemaScope from Predators.
Yeah.
Like, fuck's sake. 185, you plebs.
Although Aliens is in 185.
That I'll let you get away with it.
Yeah.
That's what I'll pass.
Yeah.
You know, but it would have been fucking gorgeous in
Yeah,
CinemaScope, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
But
Again.
it's so wide, just cuts to like you can see the sides of Pinewood, just like the cafeteria ladies in the corner with sandwiches, waiting to hand them out. You see his the line of his hair.
The line of his
the hat's been on for so long.
Yeah. Okay, he's really good about this. I mean, he plays this so well.
Oh yeah. He's completely smitten.
Yeah. And when he says like I'm a student of all sciences and things like that, you just see the light in his eyes.
But also, I mentioned earlier on about continuity, because Michael J. Fox now gone back to the old West, which it's in the desert pretty much. It's hot. When he goes back to the future in 85, he's got the tan makeup on it. So the continuity of trying to match them up.
Yeah.
If they, because they would have to shoot the stuff with his girlfriend when they're doing part 2, because Elizabeth Shue would only be around for maybe a week or two doing that.
Yeah.
So maybe a bit longer for the special effects stuff, but
no, absolutely.
Bugger's model, man. This would be to have a very good
really
continuity supervisor.
Toodaloo.
As all men do when they fancy someone, they become a bit of a tit.
Yeah, say stupid things. Oh God, I love this bit. I may see her again in passing.
They say shit. That's like 3 times I think in this movie for a PG. Nowadays that'd be a 12A.
Yeah,
all those swear words.
You can't have all those nasty words coming at you.
And you had one F-bomb, aren't you, in a 12A?
Yeah. I love the justification for how Michael J. Fox knows the story.
Yeah,
like every kid knows the story of the teacher that fell down the ravine, because they've all got teachers they want to see fall down the ravine.
Slackers.
Again, here we go. We're another complete explanation that makes perfect sense.
Which is with these different versions of Doc Brown, it's so essentially, I suppose, only essentially 2, isn't it? We are shown, but he creates a difference between them with his performances, subtle differences, which is shows you kind of how talented Christopher Lloyd was as an actor.
Yeah. Well, but the funny thing here is that this is the old Doc, and but whereas in the first movie we spend more time with the young Doc, and in the second one we spend more time with the old Doc. But here he's the old Doc, but he feels like the young Doc. I don't know if you agree with that, but he feels like.
I agree. I agree. He's got his eccentric mojo back, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because he's doing stuff we've seen the young Doc do, so he's just got back into the swing of things, and and he's very likes to find details, doesn't he? And that's why he's recreated sort of the set.
Yeah.
And again, apologise.
Yeah, apologise for it not being quite to scale.
I've been very annoyed, actually. Excuse me.
Okay, here we go. So now this is a deliberate reverse of the scene in the first film.
It's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because Marty's just like...
He's the one pulling the faces now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Just love the way you can still see the town in the background, like, movement, horses going backwards and forwards, and
Yeah. It's in shadows. Isn't it?
yeah. And Marty steps in.
Excuse me,
Look
Doc.
at-
You appear to be pitching a tent.
Yeah, yeah. Marty, look at him.
Oh, Marty should have said something like, "That was embarrassing."
Yeah. Originally, the mayor, or they tried to get Ronald Reagan to play the mayor.
Really?
Yeah.
That
And
I
he apparently considered it.
I think that would have been quite a good idea,
Yeah.
actually, because he was
'cause
so
he's-
part of the B movie
Yeah.
westerns, wasn't
Yep. And of course, he's referenced a lot in the first film.
he? Yeah. Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
I still would have loved it actually if they had Bill Murray's brother. Bit of a because he was the mayor in Groundhog Day, wasn't he?
Right. Yeah. That's right.
So Bob, yeah.
Mm. And coming up is Dean Cundy's cameo. In fact, that is Dean Cundy there.
What the
Yeah.
cameraman?
Yeah, he's the photographer.
Good old Dean.
Yep.
The guy could photograph
There he
anything
is.
to make it look good. doesn't he?
Yep. Good old Dean. Look at him. You just look at him and know, yeah, you know how to light things. That's great. And ZZ Top.
It's easy fucking top.
But they look great. They look
fit-
totally, yeah.
Well, they fit so well into it
It is-
because
yeah.
they've got those epic
Because
beards,
all the
haven't they?
beards and stuff. Yeah,
And,
exactly. You
yeah.
don't go, you don't, it doesn't take you out of the movie, even though
No,
you know
God,
it's
no.
ZZ Top. And I love this arrangement of the song. I think it's great. This guy is great. Of course, you understand if you lose, I'm taking it back.
I'm taking it back. Yeah.
This is, I could just imagine Bob Zemeckis on this set, just going, "This is fucking awesome."
Oh,
he's making his cowboy movie.
yeah, yeah. I think all this whole generation of actors there as well.
Yeah.
Also would have loved to have been part of this kind of Western thing.
Yeah.
It's American pop culture. It's
Yeah,
like,
no,
it's their
absolutely,
history.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, even though because it's so radically different to what they'd done with the other two.
Yeah.
And it's such a huge
Yeah.
departure, and it's
It's
it
totally
felt
different,
also quite
yeah.
refreshing as well for them.
Mm.
And it's obviously been shot in good weather as well, because no one actually looks cold. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, I do love the next morning. There's just something about the way that the light works in that. You really feels like a fresh morning.
Yeah.
This is cool. And he starts dancing.
Oh, he's how did he learn to shoot like that? 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Which I think in different languages they changed that to Disneyland.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, because most other cultures don't know what 7-Eleven is.
So far they dubbed it in the UK to like Little Chef or something. Happy Eater.
Boots. What do you look at?
Laser
Boots. And of course, that's all set up in the second movie
That's right.
with Elijah Wood. This is where we meet Marshall Strickland.
With his son, who
Yeah.
becomes Marty's,
Yeah.
the headmaster of the school, wasn't it? I presume would it be his headmaster? Would it?
No, it'll be
his son.
Yeah, there'll be a couple more generations.
Oh, was it? I'm trying to think. Yeah, because I suppose he'd be 100.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
But you imagine he just loved the idea of sticking on a long wig and playing a badass marshal.
Oh
you
yeah.
know, it's like because they cut out his death scene. Because in the original cut, he gets
Yeah,
shot.
he's not at the end, is he? Because it's the sheriff from the other town where they robbed. Biff had robbed earlier.
Yeah.
Is that death scene on the Blu-ray?
I think it is. Yeah.
No, I don't remember seeing that because I recall watching the deleted scenes number 2 with sort of the extreme with Mark McClure and stuff. You see the school on, all destroyed and things, which I thought was actually really good visuals. Which I should have kept in, but time constraints, I presume. But how did he die then?
Here we are. This is so Michael J. Fox is blue screened in on this.
Wow, you can't even tell.
Yeah. This is absolutely incredible.
That is crisp. That's fucking saying something for ILM.
Yeah, I know.
Blue screen was always a bit hokey pokey. I think.
Well, I think a lot of blue screen was pretty good. They just there's a really dodgy shot coming up at the end of this, but that there's a reason for that actually. It's because of the colour of Clara's dress. But
I know as always because there's always the odd. I suppose that's a bit harsh for me to say, a bit hokey pokey, but I mean it's also with the Indiana Jones films, their blue screen stuff was always just ropey as fuck. And you think, I should have gone front projection.
Yeah,
where the mattes are always brilliant, matte paintings are always stunning. And, got myself a horse pistol.
Need one.
It's a bit coming up when he throws the frisbee.
Oh, yeah.
He shoots his hat off. It's so good because he closes his jacket on cue. They used that in the trailer, didn't they? I think.
Yeah, they did. So that's actually really good. 'Cause you assume that he'll get shot on the day he dies.
Yeah,
but there's nothing to say he doesn't get shot earlier than that and dies later. Dies a couple of days later.
Because it seems everyone else is sort of intimidated by Biff, aren't they? Because no one really kind of does anything till. I mean, no one's gone off to sort of alert the sheriff till like the very last kind of minute, really, when everything's already kicked off and Marty's been threatened.
He's so good.
It's a great choice to shoot from a wide.
Yeah.
'Cause it feels a little bit more dramatic.
Yeah.
I think really.
Yep. Frisbee. That's what I mean.
He doesn't understand what he said.
Lion up, mighty strong words, Runt. You need to back him up with more than just a pie plate. What kind of line is that?
Oh,
here we go.
Achilles' heel, isn't it? Oh, my. Gutless toad. I think you should say that out loud, would you?
Yeah.
You should have had the extra lines. Did I just say that out loud?
This is great. What about Monday? We do anything Monday?
It's all quite a big, busy schedule, this bloke, isn't he?
Yep. He just grins at her. It's like, why? She'd be like, why are you grinning?
It's so weird seeing him sort of
Yeah.
joyous and
Yeah, I
kind
know,
of like
yeah.
happy, where he's always played these grumpy
always been
arsehole,
grumpy, yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Even in He-Man and stuff, he's a miserable git, and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Top Gun.
That's absolutely.
Very emotional,
He's so
isn't he?
good.
He says he's having a party.
This guy just randomly comes in with his hat and gives it to him. Peacemaker.
I went to this museum at the weekend, not weekend, sorry, a couple of days ago, in Oxford, and they had bottom floor was like Native American stuff and Asian, and then you get to the third floor and it was all just weapons.
Right.
And there's a couple of kids in front of me, and as soon as we went in there, it just we all went guns.
Yeah.
It's amazing guns.
So
There's
there's another blue screen.
shot.
Yep.
Hey, it's perfect.
Tracking
There's no
along
loss
with
of
him.
colour.
Yeah.
There's no matte lines either. It's really
Yep.
crisp.
Yeah. No, it looks great. Look, there's Michael J. Fox talking to himself.
Yeah.
And it
Bonkers, isn't
looks
it?
great. And I do think his Seamus is good. I think he
It grows on you. He's really good when
I
he
think
gets. He's
he feels like a different character.
yeah. He's actually a lot more wiser than
Yeah.
Marty. You know, he's an older character he's supposed to be playing, but he's more voice of reason,
Yeah.
very much. Because Doc's no longer that voice.
Yeah.
For him because
Exactly. Because he's
now in love,
he's
and
in
he
love.
needs- Seamus is to sort of to say, look, you don't have to do this.
Because remember, this was the clip they always played on TV. You know.
Coming up next
Yeah.
on movies, games, and videos or something. Yeah.
Yeah, movies, games, and videos. Oh my god, yeah. How about
It
that?
used to be called movies, movies, movies.
That's
didn't it?
right, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they showed it on movies, games, and videos. They had a clip of RoboCop 3 with no RoboCop in it. Fuck's sake! I was like, yeah, it's out. No, but I didn't play it in Cambridge.
Because I always remember, like talking about late night TV and all that. As a kid, in the on a Friday night at sort of 1 o'clock in the morning, you'd always have America's Top 10 with Casey Kasem.
Oh,
And
really?
it'd be the top 10 movies in America at the time, which of
Oh.
course were movies that we weren't going to see for at least another 6 months.
Ah, fuck.
It was you'd always know what was coming. I think Bob Gale wrote in the script when she overhears the conversation about how broken up he is on the train, and she turns around and goes, well, "Did this guy have big brown puppy dog eyes and long flowy silvery hair?" That he'd actually written was this guy like wild eyed and crazy looking, and Bob Gale's wife said, "No, she's in love with him. She's not going to say that.
Yeah,
she'll say nice stuff about him."
Yeah,
And
that's good.
here we go, a little throwback to the old the opening shot of.
Not as
the first one.
elaborate,
No,
but it's
just a little.
But it's good they even did this.
Yeah,
I think by the third movie you'd be so tired. Let's get this done.
yeah,
But it's still being inventive.
yeah. But again, it's a nice one. And of course, I remember all the girls in the cinema went crazy at this moment here.
Oh, to see his bum.
When you see his bum.
You can see his bum. Oh, hear the score come in there. Slight ominous. This is because he's obviously clearly seen Taxi Driver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Go ahead, make my day. Here we go. There's just something about the way this early morning feels.
It's like a stick.
And this guy is great that plays the funeral guy. Yeah, because you know straight away what he is.
Oh yeah,
He's an undertaker. You're like,
has no emotion.
yeah.
It's been zapped from him.
Oh, no.
Did he come home and then go out early morning for a walk, or did he sleep with her?
No, he slept with her.
He did.
Yeah, because he looks at Doc Brown's empty bed. So this is like So now somewhere is there a gravestone with nothing on it at the moment? Yeah,
Someone's past the future. What
how
the
does
hell?
it work?
Everybody's here.
But I do like Doc's line like in a little while where he goes, "I can't let this one little photograph determine my life." And this is where they swap trademarks. And Marty says "Great Scott," and he goes, "I know this is heavy."
Yes, that's great.
Yeah.
There's little subtle things like that. You really do miss on the first time you watch it, and then over the years, it still kind of passes you by until someone goes, "Look, they say this."
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Gene Cundy's films always had this kind of warmth to them, didn't they?
Yeah.
It's like the oranges always came through quite strong.
Yeah. And some beautiful night light in here.
Yeah.
I think this is a fantastic bit of score.
If you think about with the first film and how much time, how many weeks have passed for Marty and Doc,
Yeah.
because they still go back, return to essentially the following day
Yeah.
from for when when Doc turned up for the introduction of part 2.
Yeah.
So maybe, what do you think? Maybe like 2 weeks, do you think, of time?
Well, they would have then gone, what?
Because he spent how many weeks?
I mean,
how many evenings would
it'll
he have
only
spent
be
in 85? In
Yeah.
55, sorry. And how many he spent in alternative 85?
Well, they went back to, right. Well, so in the first film, he's there for a week.
Right. Okay.
And in the
Well, that's
second
right,
film,
yeah.
in the
Wait a
second
week.
film, they're in the future for a day, and then they're in 1985 for a. Sorry, this bit of score here. This is it. I love this bit of score.
Yeah.
I love that. It's just, yeah. It just reminds you that this is a fantasy. You know, that it's just that there's bigger things going on here. That it's a sci-fi, basically. I love that line. She won't understand it. Hell, I'm in it with you, and I don't even understand it. But yeah, so they're in. Then they're in alternate 85 for an evening, and then they're in 1955 for a day.
And then they're in 85 for
And then they're here for 3 days.
5 days.
Well, he's here for 3 days.
It's about 2 weeks then, I'd say. He's kind of...
From Monty's point of view, because obviously
Yeah.
Doc's been here for a while.
Yeah.
He's been in the Old West for a while. Yeah. So as far as Marty's concerned, he went to the Twin Pine Mall about 2 weeks ago. Great little bit of acting here from Chris Lloyd, just sitting there
Contemplating
looking,
his future.
Yeah.
You know.
And he plays this so well. When he tells her, and she accuses him of lying and that, and she goes, "At least tell me you didn't love me." And he goes, "But that's not the truth. You really feel for him." Oh.
Well, she just sees the toy saying time machine.
Yeah.
It must be true.
Yeah. Time machine.
Like the ramblings of an old man.
You really buy this though. You buy the two of them.
Oh, yeah. You buy that
You
she's
know?
totally in love with
Yeah.
him, you know. And him, her, you know. She just got there. I don't think she's taught any kids yet. Anything.
Yeah, no, she
Yeah, she's just instantly fell in love. And,
Yeah.
you know.
And now she's like, "I'll just take me with you."
But it's funny thing is because they're going back to a time when these films came out. That was the past.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. 5 years ago. 'Cause this is 1990 now to loads of us watching it in the cinema. But but that to me just goes to show that you don't need to get hung up on things like that. What's modern day, what's not. It's like because you can imagine some executive somewhere would have gone, well, is there anything we can do to make them be coming back to now? So that it feels more modern day. And be like, no, it doesn't work. It's only 5 years ago. Shut up. This is a good shot as well. Come around and we see her fall onto the bed.
Oh, poor
Yeah.
Clara.
This is so... Okay, he plays this brilliantly. He really does.
Doesn't even drink it, does
No,
he?
I know.
Like the very morning.
Yeah, I know. Just stands there and holds it. And Richard Dysart in the background there with the barbed wire. He was... I knew him at the time from LA Law.
Huh.
But he was in a few things. He was in... He's in Power Rider, wasn't he? I think he was the bad guy in Power Rider. And Matt Clark, the barman, he was in Outlaw Josie Wales, I think, and the Cowboys, a John Wayne movie with a great John Williams score.
Wow.
One of them Googleplex.
So he's going around the guy on the left selling barbed wire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a living. The future.
I love this. It cuts back to them. He's been telling them all what's been going on. They're like, what?
Yeah. It's good. I just love these camera moves. I love the ways they make it shoot things. I really do.
Another great moment where early morning dew, as it were,
Yeah.
is very evident through the lens.
Yeah. Yeah, you just feel that mist.
He's now got to eat breakfast before he does his
Yeah, yeah.
I love the guy goes, "Good luck, blacksmith."
Yeah, it's tea, blacksmith.
That's right. Yeah.
I love the guy that when they're telling him he's a coward if he doesn't go out, and he goes, "You'll be a coward," and the guy in the long beard goes, "You'll be branded a coward for the rest of your days."
Where?
We'll just do that for the trailers, shall we? Oh, no.
Respect.
I went, no.
This is a great pratfall.
Yeah.
It's like in what was it? Red Dwarf. He's got to go back to the old West in that video game. Give him coffee. It's like they keep feeding him Crichton loads of raw coffee.
I love the joy he says when we go, let's make some wake up juice. You see all these bottles going on something. So yeah, that's the dress that caused Dylan a lot of blue screen problems.
Oh
There's too much of a shade of blue in it.
Yeah.
That's why that end shot of them floating along in the thing looks dodgy. Look,
It's like hot chili. Isn't it?
like, what the hell's going in there? Boom, boom, boom. He's sober as a priest on Sunday.
I don't think one shot would make you pass out. Will give you a massive headache.
Yeah. It's just a reflex action.
That's a great shot.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yep. And that's the train where we're going to spend most of the final act.
I think he's green screened as well. Blue screened in.
I don't think so. I think it's a Vista Glide shot.
I think there's too much light around him. I think.
Well, we're in a movie here where we're not entirely sure sometimes. So that's just shows how good the quality is.
Trying to pick out the joins.
Forfeit.
Without shooting?
He's great, isn't he? He's so good.
Got the
Dirt. And you can really see the agony in Michael J. Fox's face. Yeah, I love that guy. Belly in the West. So they got. No, they're just good.
Out of count.
Forgotten. Come on. Zeba. I love that shot with the gun coming down. It's
It's a replacement for the milkshake.
Yep. Give me a milk. Chocolate.
He always seems when he says 10, he seems surprised he got there.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah. He's just drooling.
Yellow pie.
Yellow pie. Nope. Yeah, it's in the back. Boom. Okay. Now,
Setting up.
Yep. We've already seen what he's going to do with that in Back to the Future 2 when we had a clip of Clint Eastwood. You can still see all the town in the background.
It says the great geography with the set and how
Yeah.
everything, fits with each other, and if you look through a window, if you look for something else, you can see what's there.
Yep. That all it's all pre-visualized and designed that way. So that you could see the train tracks out the back of Doc Brown's window for that shot to work and all that stuff. That was all thought through before they built the sets.
Vic Carter, isn't it? Did
Yeah.
production design. Yeah. Because Dark and Mighty might not have got there on time, and
Yeah, if she
doesn't stop the train.
She doesn't stop the train. They wouldn't get it.
Delays them.
Yeah. So she's already kind of playing her part, as it were. This is cool. His face. So, Buford actually did base a lot of his posture in that on Liberty Valance from Lee Marvin as Liberty Valance and the man who shot Liberty Valance, and I think that the whip that he's holding is the same whip or a similar whip to what Liberty Valance used to hold. His face, I just love his face in those close-ups. It's just like gormless.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
His mouth's always open.
Yeah.
But he's super fast, though, that's the thing.
Yeah. It's so funny. It's so good.
That is the sort of the mannerisms of Biff, though, when he that little bit of a laugh there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's got this, because when you see him walk around in number 2, it looks a bit like he's flat-footed.
Yeah.
Sort of like his feet are a little bit bowed in as well.
Yeah.
He's added.
Yeah.
Does the same.
Always go for the face. Ouch! That's a hell. That would have taken him out.
The music stops.
Yep.
I love this bit of cue here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so good. And then he breaks the headstone.
And then one more punch.
Boom.
Into the manure. That's really green shit, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like, I love the way the show comes on. Get him out of that shit.
Seamus,
Yeah,
we just
yeah,
goes,
yeah.
that was great.
That was great. Ugh. This is a nice little moment that Michael J. Fox has with himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$12, I could buy a house. Well, his Irish accent's better than Tom Cruise's. In Far and Away.
Yeah, far and away.
Should be called Home and Away.
Home and away. Here's a classic. Hold something the way you would never hold it, so that the camera could see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I friggin' love this stuff. I used to watch this whole sequence on the loop.
Oh, did you?
I love it. Yeah, I know every camera angle, every cut, everything. I think this is I think it's such a tense sequence, especially when you know at the end when the red lines blow and the DeLorean comes up on its back wheels and that. Oh, it's so freaking good.
That is great. It just goes, throws the log in with the green smoke. She just goes, woo! She's hanging on the back end.
Golly.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
Golly! She's like, a bit of a stunt man there on the ground because they had a good totally different facial structure.
But another way, you're actually seeing his hat fall off in that shot, and now suddenly it's magically back on his head. But her hat falls off in this shot and remains off.
Good. That's good framing there.
Mm. Yeah. These shots are so good. But look, he's actually doing that.
Yeah, she did that, yeah.
Yeah.
This is pretty. At the time when they're making it, you know, this is like the last Back to the Future film. This one has the biggest action sequence at the end.
Yeah.
And like clearly the most like one they've thought out big time, you know.
Yeah.
And stunts and so forth. Science.
Science. All that black smoke billowing out. And these trains are so cinematic, aren't they? Just
They are,
fucking-
yeah. Now there's big rectangle blocks, aren't there?
Yeah. So in some of the shots where Michael J. Fox is in the DeLorean,
Yeah.
and being pushed by the train, and you can see that he's been pushed by the train. So some of those shots are done in reverse.
In
the
reverse?
train, with the train pulling the car, yeah. Because,
Really?
Yeah, because insurance wouldn't let them film Michael J. Fox in a car that could come off the track with a steam train behind him.
Wow.
So they did it in reverse, so that if anything went wrong, the DeLorean wouldn't get smashed to pieces by a train.
God. I'll have to try and point
But
that
that's
out
why,
to me when
yeah,
you think it's reversed.
Yeah, I'll have a look. But I know you'll see a lot of the shots where Michael J. Fox is in it. You don't see the train behind him, so they're all done with it just being pushed by a little car. So this is where we get going, and the score is really kicks in the gear here, and this is just a magnificent action sequence. It's such
It
a
ends with a brilliant model.
oh my
being
god, that
destroyed.
model is amazing. Yeah.
I just when the DeLorean shoots into the future, when you got that the orange kind of flames go.
That's a model.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's like talking to the cans of alcohol.
Yeah. There should be like a string between them.
Yeah. I'm trying to those tests in science class, did you? With the cup and the string.
Yeah.
Trying to see if you could hear the people. If it's going in reverse, though, as you said, they'd have to optically put in the smoke to go the correct way, wouldn't they?
Well, I don't think they'll. You probably won't see any smoke in those shots. The shots that were done in reverse.
Right.
I'm not. I mean, I'm waiting to see. All I know is that they did do them in reverse. Just a couple of shots. I'm assuming. Yeah, it just looks amazing.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm sorry, not got much to say at the moment because you just can't help but just stare at this sequence. It's so well done.
It's always funny one of those things where you think, oh, it's easy for that person to jump not that far onto while it's moving on a track. But when they have the POV looking down,
Yeah, that's when you see how
you think, oh god, actually, yeah,
precarious it is. Yeah,
I would be afraid to jump.
Yeah, it would take. I would have to take a moment to step out. His face.
Women,
Great, the women. Yeah,
bros before hoes, man.
yeah.
It's funny because they're supposed to be going, what, over 50 miles an hour now, right?
Yeah.
But it cuts to close up with the actors,
Yeah,
and they
you-
seem to be going
if you
back
look-
10 miles an
yeah,
hour.
going nice and slowly. Yeah.
Insurance people.
Mhm.
How slow is going there?
Yeah.
I think I could probably outrun that train.
Yes, just get out and walk. Here we go. So this, I remember in the cinema just going fucking hell when this stuff happens.
The whole thing
When-
explodes,
yeah, when it
doesn't
explodes
it?
and
The exhaust.
it picks up the speed.
That is cool. The
Yeah.
sparks have added.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh!
God.
That's so good. She's blue screen there. Oh, hoverboard. Love it. You can see sometimes with the stuntwoman, you can see the big stick holding her up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I saw that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a bit of the thing
Yeah.
she's holding on to.
I think it'd be shots like that where you saw the train behind him, like just very quick shots like that. Here we go.
Yeah, they're those wide shots where you see everything, but they're cut
Yeah.
quick enough so you don't
Yeah,
give you time to scrutinise it.
yeah. Okay,
It was a
here we
bit-
go.
it was a bit-
This is the dodgy. This is the dodgy shot.
It's just
There,
the scale. I
that
think
one.
the scale's a bit off when they cuts back here.
But it's dodgy. It's because of the colour of her dress. They couldn't. The keying is pretty bad.
Yeah.
They had to really play with it. I love the way he puts his hat on.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like-
Shit.
okay. So here we go. One of the greatest model shots in cinema history.
Boom! Look at that.
Boom! That's so good. And then, bang! This is spectacular. Look at that.
That's amazing.
Look at that. And just follow it all down in one shot. It's so good.
Optical
And
smoke there.
opticals coming in there. Yeah.
When it appears, though, it's like a little Tonka car.
Yeah.
Across this little Thunderbirds model set.
Eastwood,
I
Eastwood Ravine.
completely forgot about that because
Yeah.
I saw that bit yesterday and I thought,
Yeah.
oh shit,
Yeah.
because they thought he died.
Because they thought you went over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there's a bit coming up in it in a minute when he's gonna race Needles.
Oh yeah.
When he mentioned
Yes.
to me, when you like that look he
Yeah, the
gives.
look he gives.
Yeah,
the look he
yeah.
gives when he changes the gear. Yeah. It's my favourite thing Flea has ever done.
Yeah. Flea. Big Flea. Yes, this is a great escape with a stuntman.
Yeah.
It's narrowly avoids being
Yeah.
hit. It's
Ooh. I just love the way the train just carries on. It doesn't stop. Like shit, I think we killed some people back there.
it's just, there's so many films where a train sees someone on the tracks. Just
Yeah.
I'm going, mate. I'm coming through.
No, okay, I've got a schedule to keep.
That poor DeLorean.
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox has certainly got a bit more of a chubbier face in the third one, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he stopped smoking cigarettes then.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So he's like, yeah.
You always do. If you're a smoker and you stop smoking, you get fat. You
Yeah.
put on a stone.
That's why you should never start, kids.
Yeah. And they're replacing cigarettes with ice cream and crisps.
Yep. Yay!
Go cowboy, huh? Hey, Jimmy Olsen.
Here we go. Okay, George, if you could just hang back there, because you're not really George.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
So now we've got to wrap a few things up.
Yeah.
So the fact that she's still there in a different time makes no sense to the timeline theory. Makes no sense to it.
Because
Things don't change. Things don't change back to normal. You create a new timeline and that's it.
where was she? What would have happened to her then?
Well, she's in the alternate 1985, isn't she?
So,
She shouldn't be in this one.
So she should be. Well, do you think she's implying that she's going to be turning up at his house? Do you think he's not there?
I don't know, but it just doesn't make any sense.
Mm.
she's because that the almanac gets destroyed and that timeline doesn't happen, but she's in that timeline and I don't know. See, if you think about it too hard, it doesn't make any sense.
Ah.
But it doesn't matter. I don't care. I still love it.
You've ruined it for me now, Brad.
Destroyed it. It erased.
Yay! It's great.
Playing Huey Lewis.
Because I had to show in that moment where he had dealt with him
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
they both work for the same company.
yeah. It's one of my favourite things ever. I love it. I love the way his whole sort of ruination of his future is tied in with the 4x4 truck that he
So desired.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it disappears.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So yeah, we saw her take that out in number 2. Okay, so I freaking love this ending.
I fucking love the train.
I think this is
it is like
magnificent.
it's Doc Brown's mad
Yeah.
design of an H.G. Wells
Yep.
kind of time machine.
Yeah.
It's got the steampunk thing to it, but also it's got the sort of retrofitted future.
Yep.
You know, it's great.
It's fantastic, and this train was always outside the Back to the Future ride.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh man, you got any old photos of those? You take any
Yeah. Well, I must have somewhere. Yeah.
Polaroids or
Yeah. Yeah. I'll try and dig
That's
some
not
out.
bad. Yeah, fine. Let's try and pop Daniels.
Look at that.
Look at that. This is
Look
so
at it.
incredible, doesn't it? It's all shiny.
Yeah. Just all the
Now,
all the glowy bits and the
do you remember the bit in
lightning.
the moment coming up with the kid where he does?
Where he's doing this weird thing
does
with
that.
with his hands.
Weird.
I just think it's unfortunate.
I think the kid is basically, because the kids aren't looking at
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox and there's Bashir. They're kind of looking everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think the kid's just basically doing that to the cameraman to come in closer.
Right.
I think. The kid looks so creepy.
Yeah.
Should be called Damien, really.
What do you mean?
Had to come back for Einstein, so he's already been back.
Yeah.
Grab the dog, then fucked off again, then
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah. So he's been around.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go with the lesson. Just tracking for the moral.
See, look, the kid.
Yeah, look.
He's doing that.
Yeah.
His little face.
It's almost like he's cueing the cameraman to do his track.
Yeah, and
He's like,
he's staring at the
That's
camera.
Robert Zemeckis. We didn't realise it. That's actually Robert Zemeckis in the shot. Cueing him for the shot, cueing him the track in.
Because they probably didn't even see that till they saw dailies and went, "What the fuck is that kid
What's
doing?"
he doing?
The kid is still fired. Never work
Okay,
again.
right. This is so good.
Did this blow your mind when you first saw
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
Like,
I just when it happened, I was just like, "Fuck yeah!"
yeah. I love when it flies at camera. It's
Yeah.
fucking brilliant. They end the film with a great visual effects shot.
Yeah.
Don't they? This is like saying goodbye
Yeah.
to the analog age as well. Digital
Yeah, exactly,
and
yeah.
analog effects.
Look at that, fucking miniature doing its thing.
Dun, 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 dun.
Here he comes, swing round to replicate the end of the first shot. Ooh, there we go.
Oh.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
I still love it how it cuts in the first one to this goes, gotta get back in time. That kicks in. That's like, it's well great. So good.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, well, that's the trilogy.
That is it. No, there was no more Back to the Future movies, as we all know, and there should never be any remakes, thank Christ.
Yes. Join us for the commentary track for Back to the Future: The Ride.
Yeah.
all 6.5 minutes of it.
6.5 minutes. You had to spin through that well quick. There's no dawdling on that one.
Yeah, it's like
One of my friends said, "Oh, you got to do a commentary to Captain EO." I was like, wait,
Captain EO.
wait. We could do like a series if they're on YouTube, like these kind of rides, and then you could put them all into one.
Yeah,
And then because they're on YouTube, you can probably just use it.
yeah,
The footage. So you could do Back to the Future, you could do Captain EO, you could do
yeah.
what other ones are there that could be really big. Had these kind of sort of footage pre-shot. I think anyone's
Which one's that? Sorry.
so the big rides obviously Back to the Future.
Yeah, Back to the
Captain EO.
Future.
What
Yeah,
else?
you had
What else is
Star Tours. You had Star Tours was a definite one, and all the big simulator rides. I mean, a lot of them are different. A lot of them aren't single movies. They're combination of moving
every time
around.
you go
and-
in.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
different experience, isn't it?
yeah. But yeah. Dude, Captain EO was so bad. I'm sorry, Captain EO is awful. It's a great weird thing. You know, it's a wonderful little.
My friend Tim had once said, I don't know if I've ever said this on a commentary before, but he said, Ollie, do the Oliver Harper movie. I said, "What? You can't do a movie about me. What the fuck would that be? It'd be boring as fuck." Because all these YouTubers do movies and they're playing themselves. I'm like, they're just all awful.
Yeah.
But I said, okay, if I did one, it'd have to be me as Captain EO.
Captain EO.
And I'm standing all these little pets. And my weapon's like a laser disc.
Yep.
Which I throw. I've got this Tron outfit. Just be bonkers.
Come to bring some retrospective colour to the world. Like,
oh, that'd be great. Actually, fuck it.
But that was James Horner did the score for that, Captain EO.
He did, yeah. There's a few musical cues on YouTube, but it's not being
the VFX are pretty good. I mean, they're all, but it's all shot in.
No, don't mind. It's what's his name? Did Harrison Ellenshaw and things like that. ILM, you know.
Yeah, it was a lot of ILM stuff in it, and John Napier designed the costumes. Who designed all the sets for?
It's got a lot of music in it. It's like the early sort of stages of the Bad album, sort of music in it, where they're not. It sound more like demos in the Captain EO, where they're more polished in the actual album. Anyway, it's Captain EO.
Yeah, that's Captain EO. We're still.
Oh, Don Burgess. It's interesting.
Yeah.
He photographed Spider-Man and Terminator 3.
Right. Yeah.
And they're very orangey movies.
Very orangey movies. Yeah. But the Back to the Future trilogy is wonderful. I love it. I mean, the first one is one of the greatest films of all time and stands on its own. And and if you don't like the sequels, I wonder why. But I get it. I don't. The first one stands above them all for me. It is one of my favourite films of all time. But I can still just go with the joy of 2 and 3 and love it. And like I said, that whole train sequence in 3 is it's just brilliant action filmmaking. It's so good.
Yeah. I mean, it's I think we highlighted when we did even the first and second ones, where in terms of trilogies, I mean, it's very much up there with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Probably Lord of the Rings and like Toy Story. Consistent trilogies. Yeah. That were all great across
Indiana
the board.
Jones.
Indiana Jones, yeah. And it's very difficult, I think, because every studio wants a they always sign actors up to do a 3-picture deal, whatever. No, they don't want to do some sort of trilogy. And Batman, Nolan ones had a sort of if Rises was a bit more polished with its script, it could have been the ultimate perfect trilogy. But there's still some good stuff in there. But I mean, it's for what people's memories are and what people often consider when they do these kind of lists about these movies. Back to the Future is always in probably the top 5.
Yeah,
out of the trilogies. But in best movies, the first one's always in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
got deservedly so.
Yeah, it's a important movie of cinema and pop culture, really.
Absolutely, and I think that it's something that every filmmaker strives through. What Back to the Future achieves, the way it's economy of storytelling and yet time to breathe with the characters and it's continual momentum forward. It's for me anyway. It's like it's one of the templates. It's one of the masterpieces that it's like that you strive for.
Yeah,
and Zemeckis himself has said the first Back to the Future is the best script he's ever written. And he said,
I want Zemeckis to go back to do more of these kind of sort of fantasy elements to science fiction stuff, because he's so good at that.
Well, he was in talks to do The Flash at one point.
Oh, that would have been great, wouldn't it? Michael Jackson.
Yeah, for doing the moonwalk.
Oh,
and you hear a bit of Billie Jean when he does it.
Oh yeah,
and then Clint Eastwood.
So can we use your name, Clint? Sure.
Do you mind if we call you the biggest yellow belly in the West?
The biggest yellow belly in the West.
It's so good. It's just sorry. That's all I'm saying. It's so good. But it evokes a lot of memories, and it was a very happy period of cinema as well. It was an exciting time.
It was a good start to the decade.
Yeah,
1990.
Oh yeah, very much so. This and Gremlins 2 coming out in the same year,
and Ninja Turtles. For me. Well, everyone, that is the end of the commentary. Hope you enjoyed it. Me and Brad will be back with some more very soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.